I just started using ChatGPT a little more. I literally went and asked ChatGPT, how do the most successful millionaires and billionaires accomplish their goals every single year? And then it gave me an answer, and I swear to you, it's exactly what we went over in this presentation. And I made this presentation before asking ChatGPT. Here's what it said. All right, how to set and achieve goals in 2024. So first thing I want to do with you guys is I want you to think back to 2023, the beginning of 2023. Think back to December of 2022 and the goals that you set for yourself. What goals did you set? And if you didn't set any goals, think to yourself, what goals would you have set if you could go back to December of 2022? And I want you to think about those goals. And the first thing I want you to think about is, what did you set out for yourself that you actually accomplished? What were the goals that you set out that you actually did? You came through on your promise. You came through on your word. You deserve a pat on the back for those. After you write those down, I want you to give yourself recognition for those, because it's very important as we talk about goals in the new year that we're celebrating our success. I always tell people, specifically salespeople, look, if you're fighting for the check and you're fighting for the money, but there's no recognition, there's no celebration, it could get very dry very quickly. It could get very old very quickly. And you no longer want to do it with the same energy because you're not fighting for something at the end of the tunnel. So I always say, always have a light at the end of the tunnel. Whether it's 1 week, I'm going to grind my ass off this week, and Friday night, I'm going to do blah. I'm going to grind my ass off this month, and at the end of the month, I'm going to take a weekend off. I'm going to grind my ass off this quarter, then I'm taking a vacation. Like, if you always have that one thing to look forward to, it reminds you on all those tough days while you're working, why you're doing it all for. So first of all, I want you to pat yourself on the back for the stuff that you did accomplish in 2023. And then we're going to get into the stuff that you didn't accomplish in 2023. If you set goals for yourself, what did you set that you didn't hit? Think about those things. Dissect those things. Go deep into those things. Was it because you set the goal too high? Was it because you never really practiced that goal or tried to get that goal or lost track of that goal? Or was it because your mind changed? You didn't think that goal was something you needed to achieve anymore? And the last step is, what would you do differently for the goals that you didn't hit? So I'm going to quickly just swipe through my goals for you guys and show you the way that I'm going to do it. Here are the goals that I wrote exactly last year. Okay. And I went through and I highlighted it before this call because I want to show you the things I accomplished, the things that I was kind of fell in the middle with, which is yellow, and the things I didn't accomplish at all. And again, this is a personal list for me, and I'm going over it with my community only, because I trust you guys like family. And I made this list with you guys last year. So we'll start with the health. We said get up 5 times a week at 5 a.m. I put that in yellow. I'd say I nailed that about 65% of the time this year. I'd say about maybe 3-4 days out of 7, I was up at 5 a.m. Sometimes 4:30, sometimes 4:15. And then other days I was up at 5:30, 6:30. Workout, meditate, cardio, gratitude, goals, cold shower, read a chapter of a book a day, post online, workout, meditate, yoga, which I did all year long, limit drinking, get clean, post content, make content, check orders, prospect, work on books, planners, ads. All these things that I put on my Miracle Morning that are green, I accomplished. I'm proud of myself for accomplishing them. And do you know why I accomplished them? Now that I think of it, it's because I bundled them together and I made it my morning routine, my business routine, and my personal routine. The things I didn't accomplish on the health list was 230 pounds. I got down to 240. So I got halfway there because I started the year at about 250. Quit smoking. I cut down on smoking, probably about 50%. Haven't quit it fully yet. And I didn't get up every single day at 5 a.m. We move on to the house. New curtains. We got new curtains for the house, but we didn't build a golf course in the backyard. And we didn't purchase a vacation home this year. Those are 2 things I wanted to do. The cars, I wanted a range in a Tesla. We have a range in a Tesla now, law of attraction. We didn't get a Benz, but we don't need a Benz. Vacation every quarter we accomplished. Staying close to the family every week, supporting mom and dad, we accomplished. Quality time with the wife and son, we accomplished. Second kid is still in the process. Sunday zoo with Eli. We didn't do the zoo, but we did plenty of other things on Sunday. Passion in business. We wanted to do first quarter, release leadership book and planner. We accomplished that. Publish and launch ads. We didn't accomplish that. Make 100,000 revenue in the first quarter. We accomplished that. Have all the ads launch and close deal with Rocket. We didn't accomplish that, but it's a little complicated. Be selling everything all at once. Do a release party. We did all that. All ads launch, build a following, third quarter. Make audio versions of books. We missed that. Grow the following to 75,000. We missed that. We did do the seminars, 10 speeches. We did a big travel with a conference, 20 speeches, close off year with 500,000, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, I already went through my list and I gave myself recognition and gratitude for the things I accomplished. And it's amazing that I accomplished them. To be honest with you, I accomplished them because I read them every single day all year long. I kept them in front of me. And the more I kept reading them, the more subconsciously I knew I had to do them. The more actions would line up. Like if somebody tells me they want to hang out late night on Saturday, in the beginning of the year, I'd be hanging out Saturday night all night long. Then in the middle of the year, it started going down a little. And in the third, fourth quarter, I'd stop staying up late on weekends completely. And some weekends I'd wake up early and start working because I kept reading them all year long and I knew I had to get there. So going back to this slide now, I narrowed it down and I want you to narrow it down to just the main things that you didn't accomplish last year. What are like the main things out of your health? What's the main thing in health you didn't accomplish? Out of your business, what's the main thing in business you didn't accomplish? Out of your passions, what was the main thing for your passions that you did not accomplish? And for your financial goals, what was the main thing you didn't accomplish? So I narrowed it down to the main things that are important to me. For my health, I put 230 pounds I didn't accomplish. 5 a.m. starts 100% of the time I didn't accomplish. And quitting smoking fully I didn't accomplish. For my business, I didn't accomplish launching ads. Yeah, I did a soft test, put a couple of $100. I really didn't go big on ads and I wanted to this year. Passions, I love doing the podcast. I love doing this with you guys. I feel like I could have did more of the podcast this year. I could have did more motivational content. I could have had more time for flow, where I had just full days in the office to just do things that I love. And I think that's important. It's mental clarity. It's creative real estate, I call it. You got to have space and time to do the things you love. I feel like I could have did a lot better with that. And then financial, 500,000 liquid. I do not have 500,000 liquid right now. Although I had a great year, there was a lot of spending that came with it. And step number 4 now is, what would you do differently? If I could go back to the beginning of 2023, or heck, even for 2024, what am I going to do differently so I don't fail at these 4 categories the same way I failed this year? So I said for number 1, health, if I want to get down to 230, if I want to wake up at 5 a.m., and if I want to quit smoking, all of that ties into one thing, my nightly habit. If I could stop watching movies at night or TV at night, and I could replace that with sleeping early, which the last 60 days I have. I've been sleeping at 9:30, 10, and I'm forcing myself to do it because the year was almost over, and I said I'm not going to take an L on it. That'll connect to me waking up earlier. If I wake up earlier, I'm going to lose more weight. It's going to connect to me cutting down on smoking. Everything will connect with that. So that's a one thing that I would change this year, is just switching my nightly habit, sleeping a little earlier, cutting out the TV, which would cut out the junk and save me all of my health. Number 2, for business. It's not that I didn't do ads because I was lazy. It's not that I didn't go all in on the content and the ads in the virtual academy because I didn't have, the energy to do it or the budget to do it. I didn't do it because I booked my schedule. I'm not going to beat myself up about that because I was helping companies and I was learning a lot on the road and I was interacting with solar companies, life insurance companies. I wanted to go out there and do that, but I learned I can't do it all. I can't go out to 10, 15 companies in a week, come back in the office and launch ads. I did too much at once. So this year, the main thing I'm going to focus on for business is not booking my schedule back to back to back to back 5-6 days a week if I want to go all in on ads and build the virtual side of things. For my passions, the same exact thing. More time at home equals more time for my passions. That ties to not booking my schedule. And for financial, I got to control the budget this year because I didn't budget at all this last year. And I have to master ads, and I'm sure 300, 400,000 liquid will not be a problem at the end of the year. So I want you right now, spend the time, and if you don't have enough time, you could pause this video or do it after the call. Write down the goals that you had in 2023, pat yourself on the back and think with deep gratitude for the ones that you accomplished, and then think to yourself the ones you didn't accomplish, and also go deep into those things of thinking why you didn't do them. Was it people around you? Was it your belief? Was it time? Was it money? What were the things stopping you? And then if I paid you $1 million to reverse those things and not let them stop you this year, what are you going to do differently? And you write those things out. And this is how you start planning for 2024. You got to fully understand 2023. You have to fully understand 2023 in order to have a good 2024. Then we go to the letter to yourself. This is an activity that I learned from Fortune 500 companies that do it with CEOs and senior leaders. But you write a letter to yourself from your future self. So for example, if it's December 2023, I would want you right now to spend time to write a letter to yourself as yourself in December of 2024. So you're literally speeding up 12 months ahead of the clock right now. Your future self, pretend you've accomplished everything you want to accomplish this year. 1 year later, and you're writing a letter to yourself today, 1 year back, and you're just talking to yourself about all your accomplishments and how you did it. You're actually reverse engineering your success by writing a backwards letter of how you accomplish the things that you have yet to accomplish. And if you think that sounds a little weird and you're like, how do I do it? Let me give you an example of how it sounds in the letter that I made. This is me in 2025 speaking to myself right now. Waking up at 5 a.m. this year for real now daily. The wait is over and you condition yourself well enough to prepare for this year. The year of separation from the sheep, a year of separation from your weakest self, a year of absolute relentless pursuit to demolish every ounce of your goals and break barriers you thought were never imaginable. You've been sleeping early and not eating at night, doing a lot of the intermittent fasting, which has helped you wake up in the AM flawlessly because everything in life connects. You cut down on the junk food and the carbs, and you are practicing your fast a lot more often this year. The smoking has stopped, and the drinking is super minimal. You're all about your peak physique this year. You're at level 3 of the Miracle Morning now, doing hydrogen water, meditation, grounding, breath work, gym, sauna, reading, audios, ice barrel, gratitude, goals, and boom, you are ready for your day. You hit your office where you create ads and content and flow while starting to document your day. You also check on your sales and ads for all your products and services you're selling. You're currently selling Acez Academy Sales, Acez Academy Leadership, Mindset Academy, books, planners, gears, and coaching calls. Your calendar is filled and you now have a waiting list where you get to choose who you will see and when you will see them. You created 4 big quarterly seminars for the year, and they are all a hit and sold out. You have your full team documenting, editing, assisting you along the way with a sales team that is dominating Acez sales across the globe. This is it. It's your year, and we're not stopping for anybody. The 10 Keys of Mindset came out, and now you have a whole saga complete. You made a journal to go with it, and you're selling it as a bundle. This is huge because you're offering 1 monthly call with every purchase and bringing in a community at the same time. The release party for the Mindset Book and Planner was a banger, and you had a great time celebrating with over 100 people in the backyard and over 15 sponsors. Time is of the essence, and family is inside the castle where you will be working all year long. Events for Eli and pickups and drop-offs to school will be normal. Date nights with Marina and quality time plus vacations will be standard. Seeing your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, friends, cousins, aunts, and uncles will be something you endure this year. Second kid on the way, God willing, to keep Eli company and give you even more purpose. Your communication with Marina has been a lot better, and you've been present and aware, staying true to yourself and your family, being the hero they need you to be. The protector, the guider. Sometimes you must have more patience than all, but you hold the throne, and wisdom comes with the throne. This should be automatic with no thinking involved. Mind, body, and soul spa and the stage have opened up. You built a team for the company marketing sales for company packages and venue rentals, as well as an individual approach to keep people coming with social media ads, testimonies, referrals, and entertainment. You know what works in these businesses, and they're both bringing you in over $1 million in profit combined. You knew you could do it, and you knew it would work because they're both always needed. They just needed the right person to bring them upon us. Now you finally got your vacation home as well, but it's not even a home. You kept your word, and you got an oceanfront view at the W with 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a wraparound balcony, and you're making enough money to keep this empty when you're not there and use it when you like. Who would have thought 2024 would be the peak year for you, Ace? The year of dominating the market with Acez Academy and changing people's lives across the world. The year of mastering relationships. The year of hitting your peak physique. The year of presence with your family. The year you got to spend the most time with Eli and Marina family and actually control your time. The thing you've been trying to conquer since day one. Congrats, big fella, but don't celebrate too long. It's time for 2025. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I want to quickly remind you, we got the 10 Keys of Sales book and the Sales Planner here to help you elevate your sales and organize your sales to take it to the next level. If you're interested, the link's in the bio. Now, let's get back to the video. And that was a letter that I wrote to myself today that I'm going to read to myself every single day for the whole year starting now. And that's exactly what I did every single day this year with the letter I wrote last year on our same exact call. Every day I woke up, and while I brushed my teeth, I did this every single morning. Swipe the screen.
Gratitude. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for life. I am grateful for my family, the closest to the farthest. Eli, Marina, my parents, my sisters and brothers, nephews and nieces.
And literally for 5-10 minutes while I'm brushing my teeth, Siri read my letter to me from last year every single day this whole year. Now look, I can't tell you the compound interest of listening to this or reading your goals or looking at your goals every single day for the whole year. I can't tell you what it is. But I could tell you if I did not do that, I would come into this call today and I would not know what my goals were last year. The only reason I memorized my goals is because I had an action item every single day that reminded me of them. Now, did I have to spend any extra time? No. Did I have to read? No. Did I have to set aside time? No. I brush my teeth every single day and I swipe down and Siri reads it. It was a simple hack that I did to keep my goals on my mind all year long. Now, what happened is I did that on vacation. My friends would hear it in the hotel. What happened when I did that? My wife and my son come in. They would hear it while they walk in the bathroom. Everybody got involved in my goals from the simple habit of swiping down and playing them every single day. So I want you to take the time right now, if you haven't already. Hopefully you are right now. But take the time right now to write this letter to yourself from your future self in 2025. Assuming that you accomplish everything that you did, come out of your body, have an outer body experience, talk to yourself from your future self to the past self, and tell yourself how it feels to accomplish everything that you've done. And write that letter to yourself. I prefer it to be in the phone so Siri could read it to you every day. But heck, you could do a letter and put it on your, dresser by your bed. You could do a letter and tape it to the mirror in your bathroom. You could put it as the background of your phone. Whatever way that you have to do it to keep it in front of you, it's super important that it stays in front of you all year long. And then you'll have a letter just like mine where 80% of it's green because you just accomplished everything in the letter, because you subconsciously primed your mind to do these things. If you want to lose weight and every single day your refrigerator, as soon as you opened it, said, don't eat, fat ass, don't eat, fat ass. Every single day your fridge talked to you. You think that would help you lose some weight? Or would you give in and say, I'm just going to be fat and not lose weight? It's just these constant reminders and hacks are going to help you. So again, so far, we went over our 2023 goals. We went over the things we didn't accomplish, why we didn't accomplish them, and the things we're going to do differently this year to make sure it doesn't happen again. Then we're going to write a letter to ourselves from our 2025 selves in the beginning of the year, talking to ourselves right now about the things we want to accomplish in our goals. Now let's jump straight into the goals, okay? And if you're not ready to write the letter yet and you still want to write out your goals to write the letter, that's fine. We're going to go over how to do your goals right now. I just wanted to give you an example you could watch. This is also being recorded, so you could rewatch this video on Acez Academy. It'll be in the weekly call archive. Here are the type of goals that you could do for yourself. And I don't want to overwhelm you or do too much. Look, pick one or two or maybe even three main things in every category. And you don't have to do every category. Pick the categories that are important to you. But these are the main things that people usually review every single year. You have your health, you have financial, you have personal, you have family, you have business, and you have your passions. Now, how do you plan your goals? Well, you plan them monthly, then you break them down into weekly, then we're going to break them down into daily, which is going to be very important. We're going to talk about that. One way is to time frame them. How long is it going to take to accomplish the goal? If you want to do something by the end of the year, you got to break it down into 12 months, and every month you got to have a checkpoint for yourself to see if you got there yet, or what you need to change to get there. Simple way to explain it is if I want to lose 12 pounds this year, then I need to lose 1 pound a month. And every single month I need to check in and see if I lost that pound. That's one side of it. But the other side of it is you got to have another step ladder with the actions to take to lose 1 pound every single month. And maybe that's cardio. Maybe that's eating clean. Maybe that's not eating at night. Maybe that's a lot of water. Maybe those are the 4 actions that I judge myself on. So at the end of the month, I check, did I lose 1 pound? Yes. Did I do my 4 actions? Yes. Let's keep on going. We're on a good track. But vice versa, if I check at the end of the first month, I gained 2 pounds, then I look at the actions. Did I work out every day? No. Did I drink a lot of water? No. Then I got to reevaluate and set myself straight and say, what the fuck am I doing? What do I want to do in February? Because it's not going to work like this. Do I have to change my actions? Do I have to change my goal? Should I make it 6 pounds instead of 12? Should I not do any cardio and just drink a lot of water? Or should I eat whatever I want and work out twice? What do I have to do to adjust and make these goals happen? And the most important part of this process, after reading it every single day and keeping it in front of you every single day, is readjusting every single month. And if we have leaders on the call, please make sure you do this activity with your people, review this with your people, and you hold them accountable all year long. I'll never forget Tony Marcatulio. He was on my team about 5 years ago. He had a bunch of leaders in his career. And I asked him his goals one day, and he told me that he wanted to propose to his girlfriend at the time. And then every single day, I'd be like, are you ready to propose? How much more money do you need? Did you find the ring? When are you going to get it? And after 3-4 months, he said, God damn, Ace, I literally thought you're just asking me these goals just to ask them like every other leader. It's like I've had leaders ask me about my goals, but nobody ever came back to them every single month like you. And that always stuck with me that, look, all these leaders this kid had, they asked him his goals on January 1st and they never talked about him again. These are what I call checklist leaders. They just try to do things to check it off a list. So if there's leaders on the call, make sure that you have a binder with these things. You know, I got an infamous binder in here. I'm not going to whip it out, but I showed it to you before, and it has everyone's goals in it from my old teams, and I still have that binder till today. All right, now here's where we get a little tactical, okay? The only way to accomplish your goals is by using these 4 steps. And here are the 4 steps. We'll start at the top left. At the top left, we have the pain. And at the top right, we have the candy cane. So I always say you got to either connect your goals and your why to the pain of the thing or to the pleasure of the thing. So let's just keep using the weight thing, for example, 12 pounds this year. Well, the pain, if I don't lose 12 pounds this year, is I'm going to have to go back to the tailor and get my clothes a lot larger if I keep gaining weight, okay? I'm not going to look good in my videos. A motivational speaker has to be in peak physique. I'm not going to be comfortable in the mirror. I'm not going to be comfortable with my friends or family. All this stuff is going to cause me pain. So I could think about that pain every single day, and it can make me move forward. I don't want to go back. I don't want to get worse. It's going to be very painful. Or I could think about the pleasure. And, you know, humans either run from pain or run towards pleasure, or maybe a little bit of both, because I do a little bit of both. The pleasure is I'm losing weight. I'm looking good in my outfits. I could wear clothes from 3-4 years ago that I was about to throw out. I feel good in the mirror. I could take off my shirt at any time, no problem, feeling confident in myself. And I know how much that's going to make me feel good. And when you feel good, you dress good. When you dress good, you act good. When you act good, you sell good. When you sell good, you lead good. Everything connects. And I know the pleasure that's going to cause me. I love that pleasure and I want to run towards it. So when you write down your goal, you got to either like write down the painful part of it if you don't do it, and write down the pleasurable part of it if you do it. You know, we talk about sales. This is a sales group here. We always say, like, you know, the T chart. Here's what your life looks like right now, Mr. Client. Here's what your life looks like after. T chart yourself every single day. Here's what my life looks like if I don't do this goal, if I don't do the actions associated with this goal. Here's what my life looks like in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Here's how I go downhill. How does that feel? How does that look? What does my family think of me? Go deep into those painful thoughts. And then say, but here's how it looks on the right side if I do these things. Here's what happens in 1 year. Here's what happens in 5 years. Here's what happens in 10 years. Here's what my family thinks of me. So for every single goal that you write down, if you could just T-chart it with the negatives if you don't do it and the positives if you do it, and read that every single day along with your goals, that's going to do wonders, okay? So that's your first tip. For every goal you set, connect it to the pain, connect it to the pleasure. Now on the bottom, you have the stain on the bottom left. The stain means, like, how are you going to keep this goal in front of you? How are you going to keep it in front of you? Are you going to write it down? Are you going to make a vision board? Is it going to be the background of your phone? Are you going to have Siri read it to you every single day? Are you going to have an accountability partner? Are you going to put it in your car, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, on your desk? Are you going to buy a little whiteboard? Like, what are you going to do to stain this? Because if you don't stain your goal, meaning a stain that's irremovable, you're going to see it every single day. You know what a stain that irremovable is? My son's feet on my chest. I can't take this off. If I look at it every single day, I know I'm fighting for my son. That's a stain that's on me. And I know I got to make those feet proud. Like, how do I keep it in front of me? I put it on my desk. I put it upstairs. I have Siri read it to me every day. This has been a stain now for years, and I can't get rid of it. So what are you going to do to stain this goal? And look at the pain and the pleasure and the goal every single day, because doing that for 30, 40, 50 days, I guarantee you, you're going to be a different person by March, and you're probably going to accomplish stuff a lot earlier. And you're probably going to have to make bigger goals because you're like, God damn it, I'm just primed. No one has to tell me shit. I don't got to remember anything. Like, now you're just acting because your brain knows what you need to do because it's been primed to do those things. And then the bottom right is ingrained. Ingrained means you do it so many times over and over again that it becomes second nature, right? The ice barrel, I don't have to think about it anymore. When I first started doing it, yeah, I had to think about it. I didn't want to do it. I skipped it. I did it, skipped it, did it. Now I've taken cold showers for the last year and a half. I don't even take hot showers anymore. I don't have to think about it. It's now ingrained in my mind. And if I could tell you guys, ingraining something in your mind is probably the most important thing that I could teach you. Like, you know what's ingrained in my mind? Every single client I talk to in sales, I have to text, voicemail, and email them. Like, I don't do that and I have to remember and I write it. Like, I just do that. Literally, while the phone is ringing, I'm texting them. Then I leave a voicemail. Then I take my text, copy, paste it in an email. That's been a habit for 2 years that I ingrained. You know how much success that habit has brought me? That I communicate with clients all 3 ways, while the average salesperson communicates 1 to 2 ways. I communicate 4 to 5 ways. And I say it to you because I don't have to think about it anymore. And that's where the power is. The power is that I don't got to think like, oh, now I got to send an email. Oh, now I got to leave a voicemail. What do I say? That's like, this is how I follow up. This is how I brush my teeth. This is how I follow up. The power in setting these goals is after 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, you're doing it every single day. You're reading it every single day. You're working out every single day. You don't have to think about it anymore. We want to remove the thought process out of these goals. We want to ingrain these goals in your mind. Like if it was hard for me to take cold showers, I'd cut the hot water off in my house, in the bathroom in the basement. And then I have no excuse but to take cold showers because that's all I have. I didn't have to go that far, but I could ingrain the habit if I really wanted to. So how are you going to ingrain these habits? So again, I spent a little more time here because I think this is the most important part of this whole thing. Connecting to the pain and pleasure, reading it every single day, your goal in the middle, the pain on the left, the pleasure on the right. You should have one page for your goal in the middle, the pain on the left, the pleasure on the right. Then making it a stain. Where are you going to stain it? Where you see it every single day and it never goes away. And then the actions inside the goal. If working out is your goal, then you work out every single day first thing in the morning and you never ever miss a day and you ingrain that, it becomes part of you. Or you work out after work every single day. You put on your gym clothes right at work in the bathroom and you go straight in your car and go straight to the gym, or you drink pre-workout as soon as you leave work, you get pumped up, you have to go to the gym, you ingrain it. So after 7, 8 weeks, now you just work out after work, or now you just work out before work. Or if it's sales, you say, I'm going to text every single client 3 times a day. You put it in your calendar, you put a reminder on your phone, you do it every single day, and then that becomes ingrained. So like doing the habit and making it actionable and doing it every single day till it becomes second nature is ingraining it. And these 4 things I want you to keep in front of you and make sure every single goal you set for yourself has these 4 things associated with it every single time. All right, let's jump straight into the ladders. So we get straight into the health, okay? And I'm going to use my goals as an example for you to set your goals in the middle. The goal goes in the middle, okay? And then we said on the left and the right is going to be the pain and the pleasure. So the goal is health, let's say. Hit 220 pounds and get my full stamina back, where I feel like I can survive any street fight with multiple rounds. Why do I say that? Because I was sparring the other day and I almost spit out a rib. And I'm like, damn, what happened to me? So I want to get back to that physique where I could last 5, 6, 7 rounds and I could actually box again. 220 pounds is 3 pounds a month all year long for me. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video. I want to quickly remind you to subscribe down below so you can get all of our exclusive content first. Now let's get back to the video. The actions inside for me to do this is going to be the miracle morning, the miracle evening, quit smoking, less carbs, do a couple fasts, and work out longer and more intense. Those are my actions. So if I had 2 ladders for you, my ladder on the right would have those 6 actions inside the steps. Then my ladder on the left would have January and February, the first step, March and April, the second step, and the next 2 months, next 2 months, next 2 months till December. So now every single 2 months, I'm looking at the step of the ladder saying, all right, I'm 2 months in. Did I lose 3 pounds, 6 pounds for 2 months? Then I look at the actions. Did I do the actions? Ideally, you want to put a green check mark and say, yes, I lost 3 pounds. And yes, I did the 4 actions. Perfect. Keep on going. Maybe I lost 9 pounds instead of 6. I'm like, damn, 9 pounds in 2 months. Did I set my goal too small? Then maybe I want to raise the bar on the ladder a little and say in February, you know what? I'm going to go for, 4 pounds a month for the rest of the year. I think I could do it. And then I raise the bar. Or maybe vice versa. I only lost, 3 pounds instead of 6 in 2 months. I'll say, you know what? Maybe I was a little harsh on myself. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got business. You know what? Let me move it down to 2 pounds a month. So it can work both ways. I'm not telling you guys to be absolute machines. I'm telling you to reevaluate every single month with a time frame method and then looking at the actions and readjusting your actions. A lot of times we pick the wrong actions. I had the same goals for this year to blow up the academy virtually, but all my actions were in the street consulting. So my goals last year should have been get as much exposure as possible and hit up as many companies as possible, not sell as many online academy subscriptions with ads, because I didn't focus on that with my actions. So a lot of times we make goals, but the actions don't align with the goals. So maybe you need to change a goal to align with the action, or maybe you need to change the actions to align with the goal. But you keep coming back to this every single month. And then remember, I didn't write down the pain and pleasure, but the pain, I told you guys, is I have to, buy new clothes. I lose money. I don't look good in the mirror. I don't feel confident. The pleasure of this is I can wear my old clothes. I save money. I feel good. I dress good. I look good. I'm confident in myself. And I have those written down right by the goal. So literally, I'd have 1 page of paper, health, your goal for your health, the pain and the pleasure, the 2 ladders, and I'd have that paper for your health. Right now, write that out for yourself. What do you want to do? What are the actions inside? Write out a time frame for it. And then every single month, you're going to have to go back and revisit it. How do you do it? Put a reminder, put it on your desk. Every first of the month, you have 1 hour where you review your goals. Get a buddy that's not on this call and share the call with them and help them get better in their life. Don't take them out for a beer. Tom, sit your fucking ass down. Let's write some goals down for yourself. I'm going to hold you accountable. You're going to hold me accountable. What are they going to say? Oh, I don't write goals, you know? They too cool for school? Or are they losers? Let's be real here. Because I don't know any successful millionaire or billionaire doesn't write goals for themselves unless you're content with, staying stagnant or average. So that's what it would be for health. Your goal, the pain and pleasure, a time frame ladder, and an action ladder. Revisit it every single month. Move on to financial. My goal for financial, I want to have 250,000 liquid reserves, no debts, max out all my assets, save $50,000 a quarter, which is $17,000 a month around, which means I must break $60,000 a month in profit and have all debts paid off. That's my goal. Then I write down the pain by this goal. The pain is if I don't have that liquid cash, if I don't have my debts paid off, if I'm not cracking $60,000 months with profit, then I'm not going to be able to have the flexibility and freedom to do what I want. I'm not going to have the time in the house. I'm not going to have the time to travel. That's going to cause me pain because I'm going to miss out on another year of living the way I actually want to live and not being tied to a schedule all the time. The pleasure on the other end, if I do these things and I stay true to these things and these actions, then I will have the travels. I will have the best experiences. I will do my passions. I'll have cash where I could take literally 6 months off with no stress, not worried about anything because I'm in control of my time. And that's true freedom. And I know how good that feels. And that drives me every single day. And I'm going to push towards that. And then you get to the ladder. So I say, all right, 17,000 a month. I put it on every single step on the time. January, February. So the first month I want to have 34,000 the first 2 months. Then after that, I want to have 68,000 the fourth month. Then the 6th month, I want to have 98 or 102, whatever it is, and keep going. And the actions on the right, what am I going to do this? I'm going to make the shit out of ads. I'm going to sell the shit out of ads. I'm going to be doing a lot more speaking engagements, a lot more consulting with companies. I'm going to blow up the coaching calls and coach more people one-on-one, people that I shut down, leads that I haven't called yet. I'm going to blow all that shit up. So those are like 4 or 5 actions that I'm going to do for my financial to make sure that I can build a liquid reserve of 250,000 cash. Now, if it comes to February, I look at this and I say, all right, do I have 34,000 saved up in February, at the end of February? If the answer is yes, I go to my actions and say, all right, did I blow up the ads? Yes. Did I do coaching? Yes. Did I do consulting? Yes. Did I call leads? Yes. Perfect. Keep on going. If I look at it and I have 50,000 saved, a little more than expected, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do that? Why don't I raise the goal? If I have a little less than expected, I'd say, all right, was I being too hard on myself or did I fuck up? Let's look at the actions. Did I call leads? Yes. Did I do more coaching calls? No. All right, why didn't I do more coaching calls? What happened? What took up my time? Why didn't I do it? Am I going to do it now? Should I change the action? Should I keep the action? Should I double down on the action? But just thinking about that and reevaluating that is going to fix my steps for the next 2 months. And now I'm like, all right, I'm either going to take that out or I'm going to do it or I'm going to figure out why I didn't do it. Or maybe I even change it and put a whole new action. Or maybe I change my goal and say, you know what? I don't want 250,000. 150 is fine. I don't want to do coaching calls. And I take that out. So like the importance of this, if you guys want to know the reason that people don't keep up with their goals, because they change, humans change all the time. We put a goal out there, we don't want to do it. Like I used to have for my goal, oh, I want a Ferrari and a Lambo. Like I could give a less about a Lambo. My Tesla will smoke it. I don't want a Lambo anymore. I used to say I want a boat and a yacht. I could care less about a yacht. I don't want that. You say, I want to travel the world. I don't want to travel the world. I want a vacation home in Florida. So like even my goals change over time and people don't accomplish their goals or stay true to them because they change and they're like, oh, these goals. Just look at them and change them. You could look at them every single month and continue to change them. But the gold and the goal is found when you look at them every single day and you prime your mind and you revisit them and you keep adjusting actions, readjusting actions. That's when you actually accomplish things. So again, we went over the pain and the pleasure. We went over the time frame for my goal and the actions I'm going to have inside the goal on the right side. And every single month or 2 months, I'm going to check on those actions, see if I'm doing it good, put green check marks on the steps if I am, put red X's if I'm not, and reevaluate and change things and see what I got to do moving forward. And that would be for financial. So do the same thing for yourself. Write down your goal, write down the pain and pleasure on the right and left, then write down a time frame ladder and write down an action ladder and reevaluate that every single month with yourself. Next, personal. Now for me, personal is really like health and family and relationships. So I really didn't have a personal slide other than that for myself of what I wanted to do. But for you, what is it that you want to do personally, like anything else? Like, something like maybe get rid of anxiety, for example. Maybe you want to be closer to yourself. Maybe you want to start praying and have a spiritual goal. Maybe you want to stop hurting about, ex-spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend. Whatever it is for you personally, put the goal in the middle, the pain at the top left, the pleasure on the top right, go over a time frame ladder, go over the actions, and then stain it and ingrain it. And for example, the way I'd stain and ingrain these goals, like let's say my goal was for the financial aspect of things, that I want to shoot ads every single day, right? So to stain it, right? Stain it, I'm going to read this every single day, but to take it a step further, every single day, the first thing I'm going to do when I get to my desk is I'm going to shoot an ad. Like that's a real stain, because now every day when I get to my desk, I don't open my emails, I don't look at my phone, I turn on the camera and I start recording, and I do one ad a day. If I do that all year long, if I take 5 minutes a morning just doing one ad a day, that means by the end of the year, I'd have 300 ads launched. Out of 300 ads, I know 50 of them are going to pop. If 50 of them pop, I know my sales are going to pop. So like just taking that stain and ingraining it and doing one ad a day to put it in circles and circles till you talk to me in March and it's like, that's just what I do. I do one ad a day. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you're enjoying it. If you'd like to see a bunch more content exclusively for you, sales, leadership, mindset, business, growth, click right down here below and hit subscribe for me. Every single week, you're going to get exclusive content delivered to you first. We also have a link in the bio with all of our products and coaching. We'd love to help you 10x your business and 10x your sales. Continue watching, and thank you for being a part of the community. We appreciate you. If you want to take the stain a level further for saving money, let's say you want to save $1,000 a month. I'd go to my account, my bank account, and put an automatic withdrawal to a separate bank account every single month for $1,000. That's a stain. I don't have to think about that no more. It automatically goes into an account. Let's say you want to support a loved one. I put an automatic deposit of $500 a month to my parents' account. Now that goes there, that's a stain. I don't have to think about it. So a lot of times you could automate stains and make them like automatic so that way you don't have to think about them. But I would take this a level further and say whatever goal you're going to set, like we talked about staining the goals and reading them in the morning, but take it a level further and take your action items for every single goal and try to stain those by making them a routine in the morning or a routine at night that you never ever forget and you keep going. All right, next, family time. I said I want to spend quality time at flow with family all year long, because if you know anything about me, you could spend time with family where you're on your phone, you're not really there, you're not really being present. That's bullshit time. I want to spend time in presence. Remember to work from inside the castle, and the whole reason you are doing this is to spend time with your loved ones and control the time. Yeah, I fell into a trap where I was with my family and I was like taking work calls and texting, and like one time it just hit me and I said, man, what the hell am I doing? I'm doing all this hard work and my whole life purpose is to free up time to be with my family and control my time with complete freedom. Yet when I'm with my family, I'm working and doing this. I said, how does that make any sense? Why would I work so hard? And billionaires say this all the time. They work so hard to hit their goal. When they finally hit their goal, they realize they lost everything that was in between or that came prior to your goal. And that hit me real hard. So like now I'm saying like, I'm going to work from inside the castle. Inside the castle means I'm already there. I already have flexibility. I'm already present with my family. I don't have to work 10 years to get there. I'm there right now, and I'm going to work like I'm there right now, and I'm going to act like I'm there right now. And everything's going to revolve around that mindset and that person, because the only way things could follow me is if I'm actually that person right now. So I said, track the percentages, right? So the actions, be the hero and the first one to stand up for your family, mindful time, pickups and drop-offs at school for Eli, vacations and workations, finish work earlier, start earlier as well, keep weekends for family, grind real early only, see family weekly, see friends monthly. These are the actions on the right side I'm gonna put. And the time frame, every single month, I'm gonna check. Did I see my family every single week? Yes. Did I see my friends every single month? Yes. Or I'm gonna put no. And if I put no, I'm going to say, what stopped me from not seeing them? Do I have to change the goal? Do I have to double down on it? Do I have to adjust the actions? What took up the time? Self-reflection? What do I change? Like this that I'm talking about to you, nobody does. Nobody self-reflects and say like, why the fuck am I failing? Why did I have 3 shitty months in a row? Why did I get so angry today? Why am I going to work cussing on the way there? Why am I so mad? We don't self-reflect with each other or ourselves and figure out what's going on in our life. So this constant going back to the ladder to self-reflect is going to change the game for you, for your personal well-being, not just for your goals. And then remember the pain and the pleasure. The pain, if I don't do this, I'm going to write this down right by my goal, is going to be, I'm going to feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. I'm going to feel like I'm selfish. I'm going to feel like I'm not there for my family. If something were to happen, God forbid, to somebody in my family, I'm going to regret it because I wasn't really there. That's deep pain. That's fucking deep. That's the deepest pain I could think of. That's going to keep me seeing my family as much as I possibly can. And the pleasure is, happiness, no regrets, being there for real important events in your life and your family's life, right? The smiles, the laughs, the hugs, the cries, the moments that you'll remember forever. That's enough pleasure to keep me going. And then take it a step further. We already know we're going to stain it and read this thing every single day to ourselves. We're past that point. But how do you stain this family thing? How I stain this family thing is I say every single Sunday, we're doing brunch at my house, or we're going to rotate a family member. I send it to my family chat. Every single Sunday, we're doing brunches here. And by the way, I did this 2 years ago and it's been working. Now, every week I force the family to get together. Or every single time I pick up my son from school, maybe I stop by my mom's house, who's right by the school. I keep this going. Everything in life connects. My dad's calling me right now. Crazy shit. So like I stain it that way so it happens automatically. I don't got to think about it. My friends, maybe I have a poker night with my friends once a month and I keep that going all year long. These are ways to stain it where I don't have to think about it and it becomes a habit all year long. And those are things that I would definitely do. All right, moving on to business. Blow up the academy, be selling everything, everywhere, all at once. Spend time, full-time, virtually, helping different communities out, doing seminars, public speaking, giving more to the community. I got to create landing pages for all my stuff, create ads, break profitability through ads, make the mindset book and planner, release party, get 1,000 more people subscribed to the academy, 100 more companies subscribed to the academy, social media, get over 100,000 followers, get over 100K per view videos, impact the world, find a seminar every quarter, sell out of the seminar. This is what I want to accomplish for my business. The pain if I don't accomplish this is I'm going to feel like a failure. I'm going to feel like I didn't do enough. I'm going to feel like I could have took it a level higher. And that's going to cause me pain. The pleasure is I can smoke these guys. I'm better than Grant Cardone. I don't think he's better than me. I'm better than a lot of the guys I used to look up to. I watch their stuff. I'm in their coaching programs. I know what they're doing. I think sometimes I'm more strategic with things. I lay out things a little more easier, simpler. My hands are more in the mud. I'm selling deals. I sold a deal last week in 11 minutes. Took a random phone call for a random LO and sold the deal in 11 minutes. Like I'm in the trenches, right? I'm doing this at another level. I've done it very well for a long time. I know what I do. I don't think anybody could do what I do. So that's a pleasure knowing that and knowing that I'm living up to that. And the time frame is every single month I'm going to look. Is the academy blowing up? What is the sales? What's the revenue? What's the ads? Let's look at the actions. Am I making ads every single day? Am I doing social media? Am I learning? Am I reading? I look at the actions. And if I'm doing everything with check, 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 I keep on going. If not, again, I reevaluate. I look at it and I say, what do I need to change? Did I set the goal too big? What's taking up my time? Why am I not doing this? Do I have to change the actions? Do I have to change a goal? Do I have to lower the goal, higher the goal, keep the goal the same, remove it completely? What do I need to do to change things? And I reevaluate it. Now, just to give you a hack, how to stain this on top of just staining it and reading it every single day for your goals, how to stain the business ritual is I do all these things in the morning. If you go back to my letter that I made to myself, I give myself a miracle morning. I say, you get to your office, you record content, you record ads, you check on your ads that are selling, you do all your shipments. Like all that stuff is my ritual for my first hour at my desk. So all this stuff I want to do in my business, I'm going to do it 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day every day becomes a stain, then it becomes ingrained. And then all year I'm doing the things that I need to do to make my business successful. I tell leaders all the time, if you want to be successful for your team or company, do the 5 most important things every single day. Like if we have Jacob Anton on this call, I gave him a checklist of like 5, 6 things to do every single morning, the first hour. And he's doing those things and it's creating a culture, putting visibility, doing the morning huddle, talking to people on the bottom, talking to people on the top, having the contest go out, all the important metrics go out, putting a structure for the day. Like these 5, 6, 7 things he does every single day is changing the culture from controlling 1 hour a day in the morning. So that's how you would stain it and go a little farther. Lastly, passions. If I gave you $1 million and I told you pick the job to do whatever you want to do, what would you pick for $1 million salary? That's your passion. Then ask yourself, why aren't you doing it? Now, I have a video coming out next week to show you how to take your full-time job into your passion, which is another thing. But you could always start off as a side hustle. Side hustle and your passion time. When's your passion time? Morning, evenings, and weekends. But ask yourself, what is it that you want to do? Is it guitar? Is it painting? Is it walking outside? Is it traveling? Is it video gaming? Whatever it is for you that you're passionate about, you got to make sure you're spending time in those passions. So that way you could do good in your business. You could do good for yourself. You could do good for your family. You don't want to forget about yourself and the stuff you love and just focus on business and work all the time, because again, that could dry up real quick. So for me, I'm an entertainer. I like to do documentaries, right? Like I always said, I want to go into the office. So much funny shit happens when I go into these offices that I want just somebody to record my whole day there, all the funny stuff that happens, and make a show like The Office, but like a mockumentary. right? Make it funny. The other day there was a broker shop, where there was, a fight going on, somebody breaking a keyboard. Like crazy shit happens at the shops I go to. Sometimes leaders, funny stuff happens in leadership meetings. If I could record all these things, I'd have a viral show going. Now, I know that there's some legalities behind it. We can't really be selling on camera, but that's something I want to do, right? I want to keep my vlog going. I used to do vlogs. Any trip I go to, funny vlogs, the comedy going. So what am I going to do? The pain, if I don't do this, I'm going to say, damn, man, I really stopped having fun. That's painful for me to think about. The pleasure is like, all right, I'm doing business. I'm very serious. I'm still having fun and doing my passions. That's driving me even more. And then the actions, the timeline for it is maybe I say I want to do one vlog every single quarter. And every single quarter, I check if I did a vlog. What are the actions required? Start recording yourself. Get a camera person to go with you. And then I check on those actions. Let's say I want to record at one shop. Well, maybe by the first month, I find the shop I want to record at. Then I get the owner's approval the second month. And then I start recording the third month. And I check on these actions every single month. So I didn't go super deep in this one because it's still thoughts in the air. But this is something that I'll go a little slower on. I don't got to go every month. Maybe I do this one every single quarter because it's more for my entertainment purposes and it's not really prioritizing my list right now. But what is it for you? What's the passion that you want to do? What's the pain and pleasure connected to it? What's the time frame you want to do it in? What are the actions that you have to do inside that time frame? And how are you going to stay in it? How are you going to stay in it after you do the goals? Again, I can't stress this enough. The most important part of this presentation is the checkpoints. You have to be checking up on these things every month at bare minimum, every single quarter. If you're not going to check up every single quarter, exit the call, shut down the video, rip your goals, and don't even do them. The most important part is to keep checking up on them, reading them every single day, making them a stain, reevaluating them. And that's the way you're really going to accomplish them. Why is this important? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. After I made this presentation, and I promise you it was not before, it was after, I just started using ChatGPT a little more. I literally went and asked ChatGPT, how do the most successful millionaires and billionaires accomplish their goals every single year? And then it gave me an answer, and I swear to you, it's exactly what we went over in this presentation. And I made this presentation before asking ChatGPT. Here's what it said. Number one, write down your goals. Help solidify them, makes them more tangible, be specific, realistic, and include a timeline for each goal. Number two, break them down, divide your goals into smaller, manageable tasks or milestones. This will make them less overwhelming and more achievable. Number three, make a vision around your goals, visual representations of your goals, powerful reminders, images of your goals, have them hanging in a visible place. That's a stain. Number four, set regular reminders. Use technology to your advantage, just like I use Siri. Set electronic reminders or alarms on your phone or computers to prompt you to review your goals regularly. Number five, track your progress. Keep track of it through a journal, spreadsheet, goal tracking app, see your progress, help it motivate you. Or you could use the ladders that we went over today. Number six, review and adjust. Set time aside to review at regular intervals, to review and reassess your goals. Are they relevant? You need to modify them, update them, take time to adjust them. Number seven, find an accountability partner. Share your goals with a trusted friend, family member, mentor. Regular check-ins together can provide support and encouragement along the way. Number eight, surround yourself with reminders. Place visual cues, objects related to your goals in your physical environment. For example, if your goal is to save money, keep a clear jar to collect spare change and keep it in a visible spot. Number nine, seek inspiration. Stay motivated by regularly seeking inspiration and learning from others who have achieved similar goals. Read books, listen to podcasts, join communities. This is a community. We have your back. Listen to podcasts, read books, whatever you're trying to do, consume your mind with it. And that's going to be another bonus on accomplishing your goals that I didn't mention. And number 10, again, review your goals regularly. Incorporate regular reviews of your goals into your routine. This can include weekly or monthly reflection sessions where you assess your progress, make any necessary adjustments, and reaffirm your commitment. You have it there, folks. Don't take it from me. Take it from ChatGPT. ChatGPT literally just said the same exact thing that we went over in this presentation. And that's why I thought it was so important to go over this with you guys, because I know these are the things that are going to work throughout the new year. So I know we went a little over today. I truly believe that if you take these lessons and you write down your goals, you reevaluate 2023, you put what you did wrong, what you could do right, you make a plan of action, then you write a letter to yourself about how you want this year to go and talk to yourself and your future self. And then you write down every single goal with the pleasure, the pain, the ladder for the time frames, and the ladder for the actions. And you stain it and try to make it an easy habit to incur. All I asked you guys for is one goal for each category. We're talking 5-6 goals total, 5-6 pieces of paper to keep in front of you all year long. I guarantee you, with all the money I have in the bank, you will be successful. You will be successful. But the question is, who could keep it going all year long? Who could read them every single day? Who could put them in front of them every single day? Who's going to keep this as a habit? Who's going to turn into their goals? And who's going to become an absolute monster in 2024?